morning! Put your hands together for
Hello, good evening, open Cardi, are we well? Yeah, first and fucking foremost, hang on. I'm amazed this hasn't bothered anybody else. I'm not sharing a fucking stage. Justifying Elon Musk? Can someone fucking buy that? Because it's been in the back of this fucking gig like the last 3 times. It's really distracting. I don't want to fucking see that. I don't know what. Anyway, I had some actual material, but that's been bugging me. Anyway, I'm unemployed. I'm unemployed. My friends have been sending me jobs they found online they think would be a good fit for me, right? It's really nice of them. It's really wholesome, right? I feel really seen. Sometimes. And other times I'm sitting there typing messages like, thank you for sending me that. Out of interest, what is it about the job of a fish vaccinator that you think really speaks to me? Like what, do I have the look of the kind of person that can get a terrified salmon out of the water, give it a jab and a lollipop and throw it back 500 times in a row? Because like doctors and like nurses and volunteers, like after COVID, they've all got really good at doing the COVID, like doing jabs, right? They've all got really good at injections. Like they've all got like the 4 minutes and 19 seconds of patter to keep your mind off it, right? Like they do the thing where they get the tube and then they put the needle in the tube and they draw the stuff from one tube to the other tube and they do it where you can't see, right? And they've all got their little non sequitur they say just before they stick it in just to distract you, right? And all 3 of these are jokes about my first boyfriend that I can't figure out how to phrase properly. Answers on a postcard if you work out how to structure that one better. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed by that, but I don't think that I could do that to a trout, right? Like, poor little guy. Like, I don't know what I would do if I was in a situation that I was in a couple of weeks back. I was giving blood, and because I'm a good person, better than you. I was giving blood, and the guy, like, he's really chatty, really friendly, and he was getting the needle ready to go. And his go-to question, his one to like get your patient nice and relaxed was, when you were a kid, what was your starter Pokemon? Pretty good. Like almost everyone in this room would have an answer for that. There will be a few people like me who were the weird kid, who will say something along the lines of, actually I was more into Digimon. And based on my experience, who will then have to deal with a collapsed vein. I don't think it was deliberate. I can move my fingers again now. But yeah, so fish vaccinator, probably not for me, although I did go check. I checked with a friend of mine. She's a marine biologist. Her PhD was about making sea urchins cum. Which is apparently really important for science. Yeah, apparently they just put it in a powder and they drop it in the water, it sort of percolates through the ecosystem, right? Which is a bit better, but like, I think that raises some ethical concerns. Because I don't know how I'd live with myself if I vaccinate all the fish, I come back to that particular bay 6 months later, and they tell me that all the lobsters have got autism now? And like, you might say, well Zoe, they're not a very expressive species, they're not very sociable, I don't know how you'd be able to tell, to be quite honest. If I come back there and they're all down there like with their little claws playing Magic the fucking Gathering, I'm gonna feel bad. Speaking of Magic the Gathering, I learned a thing about Magic the Gathering the other week from a sweaty friend of mine. No shade, my thing's Warhammer 40,000, I'm not in a position to, yeah. Apparently, right, are we aware of Post Malone? Yeah, Post, like that one white rapper of a generation that we think is probably okay, like, sorry, Will Name, you're next, I guess. He is. Don't tell him. Yeah, Post Malone. I'm not content with being a man who can almost pull off facial tattoos, right? Post Malone is apparently fucking mad into Magic the Gathering. He is a huge fan of Magic the Gathering. Post Malone has paid $2 million to be the only person in the Magic the Gathering field who has the One Ring. Like, as in Lord of the One Ring. Like, Post Malone has spent a lot of his, like, Post Malone money on... I had some help, sound of the summer. He spent that fucking money on becoming Sauron for weird trans women and men that smell like Mountain Dew sweat. And he's got the only one of these cards. No, you have to have special strategies to defeat Post Malone. Apparently, if you play Magic the Gathering, at any point, Post Malone might sit down opposite you and fuck up all your plans. You'll sit there like, I've got to try and like work out, remember what the fuck a strategic ploy is, and also shoot my shot with Post Malone, apparently. This doesn't happen in other sports, right? No one's there like, oh, I'm looking forward to five-a-side football this weekend. Hopefully Chapel Roan doesn't show up. The 2 extra legs that are Grammy money paid for. No one's at board game night fucking like, oh, I can't stand fucking Sam Fender, man. He shouldn't have a jetpack. I don't care how much it makes snakes and ladders really fucking unfair. The odds of a professional chess player getting beaten in 3 moves because Charlie XCX moved Godzilla to Kingfisher 3. Limited. So anyway, that's a major injustice in the Magic the Gathering scene. Now you know about that, so if you meet weird trans women, you can make conversation. Good luck. Also, I should say, I am probably, hopefully, doing a show at Glasgow International Comedy Festival. It's called Panic is Spreading to the Crab Fishing Community. Some of the people you've seen here tonight might be on it, some of them might be not, can't tell. I've got to do a lot of paperwork and I've probably already missed 3 deadlines, so I've got to go and do that. I'm still unemployed, fuck. Anyway, bye!